No homo.
You get no time.
Yeah.
I realized that our first encounters with Grant were really not at the time that the actual first encounter, which was at Jesus Christ Superstar, when we were there rehearsing for the show. Grant was Jesus. Of course. And so we spent a lot of time in a certain area together because I was Annas, Annas and Caiaphas, so I was the hater, the bad guy, and Grant, of course, was the good guy. But we got to spend a lot of time in that small circle together. That wasn't my first encounter with Grant. My first encounter was Grant when I saw his name, Grant Oberly, on many shows and things that we had gone through the years, having no idea who he was, but his name would show up on that program, Grant Oberly here, and then we saw him in Shrek over here, and then we saw him in something else over there, not knowing that I would encounter him in this way for Jesus Christ Superstar. So when we got there in that room, my daughter, who also auditioned for that show, was coming into a situation from being away at college for a while. So she came in to audition for the show, and she got part of the ensemble, and then I was there with Grant. And I just remember this. It wasn't like just some other guy on the street that would come up and talk to you. He had a relationship with everybody that was there and made you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're here. And he would talk to you and he would want to know about you and what you're doing. And I'm like, God, who's this guy? No one ever talking. I'm the old one here. No one's going to talk to me here. But Madison was also in that show. And when we would dismiss, I don't know, I just noticed this like magnetism with her towards this friend group. And so, of course, I opened my big mouth at the end of one of the rehearsals, and I saw Madison. I'm like, hey, why don't you guys, ask Erin to go with you? Because she just felt weird because she had been away from them for so long. But of course, she was so angry because she was like, Mom, why did you do that? Because she was so angry, but Madison graciously said, oh, I didn't think that you would want to go, but you did. And then, of course, she got in with that group, and then she got talking to Grant, much to every girl in that cast's chagrin, because every girl in that cast,
and some of the guys,
right,
some of the guys
wanted to be friends and date Grant, and so they just created this friendship. And I don't know, I knew something was happening then. I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be. And then he had this thing at Story House that he had a cabaret that Amy had asked him to do all by himself as a solo cabaret. And Mark were like, oh gosh, we're so excited about that. And Aaron's like, we're going to get tickets and we're going to go. And then they couldn't find a piano player. And so I'm like, Mike, what could we do to help? Could we find somebody? And so Mike found this piano player for Grant to do the show.
Right?
From Tallahassee. I don't even know where the heck he, Panama City Beach. We don't know where. But he came in from a distance to come and do the show. And it was fabulous. And I just remember sitting there watching Aaron look at him, and I'm like,
oh God,
we're done. It's over now. It's Goners. And then, he started to come over, and we started to talk to him, and he was able to converse with my husband, which is like a feat you don't understand. It's so you understand. You get it. You get it, right? But he's not the easiest person to wrap around in conversation. He's very intense. He has very passionate and very biblically scholared and all those things. And so I'm like, oh great, I wonder how this is going to go. When he came into the mix, he just talked to him for hours and hours and about this and that and nothing. And I thought, okay, now I really know that I knew it. I knew it in my knower. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I knew that Grant would be a part of our family. I know we're nuts, we're crazy, we're loud, we're intense, but he has put up and just gelled with all of that so well. And I've never ever seen her come out of herself the way that she has. I mean, you know, this poor thing, she was like a deer in the headlight. So I'm not going to take all the good stuff. I'm going to take everything. There's so many things that we could say about her, but her name means to sing, to shine, to enlighten, and I think that she does that, and I feel like they do that for each other, and I couldn't be prouder and more happy and more blessed to have a son-in-law like Grant and have somebody love my daughter the way he does. So that's that.
The greatest thing you can do in life is marry your best friend. I married my best friend. It's true. When I met Gina in 1986, we became instant friends. Shared all the same passions, talked about the same stuff together all the time. Not just because of the hormones, whatever. Okay, fine, there's that. But we were like completely connected. All we ever wanted for Aaron was that. But Aaron was so freaking weird. This is the child who was looking out a completely different window. Now, I will say this about that. Apparently, Grant didn't have as much sports talent as Aaron did, because Aaron could catch a line drive to third base softball with one hand, no glove. Just catch it out of
the glove was here. The hand was here.
Yeah, I think she caught it in this hand, actually. But that didn't last long. Aaron wanted to be a singer like her mom. Not like me, like her mom. Oh, thank God. And I remember her first talent show.
Oh no. I blocked this out.
You dropped it out?
I blocked it out.
Let me remind you. So, it was Shalimar Elementary, 3rd grade, 4th grade, something like that. I don't remember exactly. I also blocked it out. And she was going to sing Over the Rainbow. And it was this tiny little terrified Aaron trying to... It's really scary. But she didn't quit.
Really bad.
She didn't give up. Maybe because her parents were lunatics and wanted to push her a lot. Her mom might have been a stage mom for sure.
Still is.
And she started blossoming and becoming her own thing. Not like trying to just be like her mom, who's an amazing instrumentalist, vocalist, that is, if you know her, but like becoming her own thing. And we watched Erin start to develop and become this amazing talent, who was not such an easy thing to do, because her sister Kristen was crazy and still is crazy, crazy good. So, like, to be in Kristen's shadow, I guess that was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She was the most amazing
You were nice to me.
princess of the world.
I always thought you were giving me a run for my money, though, to be honest. Like, to be honest.
But
I always thought you were the same.
Erin had a whole world of weird talents. Like, she made observations about the world that no one else could make. That sort of made sense. She once said that people would watch the weather if weathermen were hotter. It's probably a true statement, I don't know. There were other ones, like when her mom took her to get her driver's license, and they asked her if she would like to be a poll worker and help out. And Erin looked at her mom like,
What is the matter with these people? How dare they ask me to...
I'm too young to dance on a pole.
I can't dance.
That's this whole... Erin's been looking out.
Sharpest tool in the shed.
No. Erin's very smart. All the kids are very smart, but Erin was definitely looking out a different window.
That's why we get along.
We're looking out the same window.
And every guy Erin dated
Oh boy.
failed to appreciate who she was. Failed to appreciate the amazingness that she was. and celebrate that. Until she started dating Jesus.
There's some serious irony there.
Right?
My little Jewish girl fell in love with Jesus. Albeit as a character. And he celebrates her. He celebrates her. All of her goofy, silly, nonsensical craziness.
Dinosaur Nugget song.
I knew it was going to work about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years back when they first, how many years
No,
ago?
that wasn't that long.
Okay, how many years ago was it? When they got together, and they're in the kitchen singing together about the dumbest things you've ever heard about in your life. They're singing about Dino chicken nuggets.
Oh,
You know this song?
You know the song?
and she
Yes.
they sent it to
We
me.
sent it to you.
It was wonderful.
Thank you.
It went
great.
on all the time.
It was
And
good.
and we knew it. It was like,
It's a good song.
oh, he's crazy like she is. This is gonna work. It's good. Gina said we all fell in love with Grant probably before Aaron did, and that's true. When we went to the audition for Jesus Christ Superstar, Grant's walking in. He walks up to me. The very first thing I said to him was, "Wow, you have really great hair." That's so awkward, isn't it? Little did I know. But Grant and I have become so close in such a bizarre kind of way. Grant challenges me to think better about the things that I hold fast to. I still hold fast to them, by the way, because he's not as good an arguer as I am. But maybe being nice until he becomes my son-in-law, then he's going to wipe me out. I don't know. But Grant has a mind, Steve, that is so sharp, that is so just absolutely has a command on logic and understanding, and is also tempered with great kindness and understanding and gentleness. And I have come to appreciate that about him in a way that, yeah, I couldn't be prouder of him if he were my son. And
Because he
I'm
makes
so-
you nicer.
This is about the happy couple.
I know.
Another happy couple. But my favorite thing with my own father-in-law is to sit on the back patio of his house, have an adult beverage or 4, smoke a cigar, and talk about the world. Right? Yeah? I have that. I have that. My granddad smokes cigars. It's probably good for his voice. But to be able to sit and talk to him about anything and everything and know that he absolutely adores our daughter and that they're going to make the most amazing life together. Wow. Just the best thing ever. The best thing ever. And we're so happy to get to celebrate that with all of you. So thank you.